Hey everybody, welcome back to Gamebro Station. You're freezing there, Jared?
Yeah, look at him. He's just shivering and cold. Yeah, it turns out that green radioactive looking water I could freeze, and I tried that before, but it didn't do anything.
Oh, you didn't do it long enough?
Yeah, I guess not. And now I'm messing with that.
Oh, now you can get the treasure chest.
Didn't even see that back there. Don't care. Got the treasure chest.
That's nice.
What a nice cutscene.
So allow me to conclude on my thoughts of
Yeah.
Netflix's Death Note, because I know you had some comments, at least on the original source material itself. One thing which is a little controversy, but I feel it's bear keeping a note, is one of the biggest complaints, obviously, for Netflix's Death Note was the whitewashing of the characters. And how I, on a personal level, feel that word has been kind of thrown around a lot these days. And I don't really think Death Note suffered at all from the whole whitewashing notion. Because here's my argument. You could read that for all I care.
Darn, I love the cold. I mean, I just plain love it.
I like the cold too.
Okay.
But films that I genuinely believe have whitewashed, now it doesn't offend me, but by principle I feel like they should have not been, was Exodus, right?
Yeah, Exodus.
Scott Ridley's Exodus. It was pretty much a retelling of the Prince of Egypt, the whole Moses story. And it takes place in Egypt, long time ago, yet they cast white actors to play the role of Middle Eastern-based people. To me, that's whitewashing, because when it comes to like the important ethnicities of characters, it usually has to do with the environment that they are set in, and if their behavior and their actions are a direct reflection of who and where they come from.
Yeah.
That is where I believe race matters. Like, for example, like Moana. It's a Polynesian-based character.
Yeah.
It's part of her culture, her livelihood, her moral beliefs. It makes sense that she is the way she is.
Yeah.
But with Exodus, and you even brought to my attention, like, Gods of Egypt did the same thing. Like, the entire cast was pretty much white. British actors, whatever. It's like, that's a little unrealistic.
God damn it.
To me, that's the example of whitewashing. Now, when it comes to Netflix's Death Note, if it took place in Good Night,
Fucking shit.
if it took place in Tokyo and you still had a white lead, then yes, that would be whitewashing in a sense. However, I don't know, at least based off the film, I can't speak for the manga or anything like that, if Light's actions were all derivative based off Japanese morale and culture or religion, if any of that was really based off him, how he was brought up and wants to represent, or like any of us humans who think, came to our own conclusion and moral standards that is quote-unquote universal to everyone, that we just kind of become our own entity where our race does not really matter. We just don't want to be a dick, or we want to be a good neighbor, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say is. So in Death Note, it takes place in Seattle, Oregon, one of the states in the United States of America, which is known to be a melting pot of different ethnic backgrounds. Whether if you're white, black, Asian, Hispanic, Latino, hello, or Native American, or Irish, whichever the European countries, it's a mix of different races coming together and like melding together our cultures to appreciate each other. But for the most part, we're just Americans. We go about our lives, jobs, taxes, education, sciences, all that stuff. It's not really important Well, okay, no. I'm not saying it's not important. It's just a world of different ethnicities
Yeah.
in the setting of Seattle, and I'm assuming Seattle is a very liberal city, like San Francisco, so it's going to have diverse casts, not all one same type.
Yeah.
So whether if it was like a white character or not, I really don't feel like it's relevant here. It's just the environment. It's just the kind of people here. L being black, whether if he's black or not, or how you said French in the original, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really relevant because it's America. You can have like a whole diverse cast and it doesn't really make much of a difference.
Yeah.
Like I said, if they made the movie in Tokyo or wherever, in Japan, and they still cast a white guy, then yes, maybe that's a bit of whitewashing, but it's not. It's in Seattle. It's in America, so chances are it's going to be a white guy.
Yeah.
I mean, fundamentally, looking at Hollywood films, they usually cast white leads, which is unfortunate, but as we turn around each year, we're starting to become more diverse to, like, different type of leads. We've been getting, like, Latino leads. We've been getting Asian leads, which is why I'm really looking forward to Mulan. Hope that does well.
Oh, yeah.
So that will encourage more people to take a chance on Asian actors who are very talented. There are plenty of talented ones out there.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen quite a few. They're great. I want to see them in leads. It's just studios really respond to money and all that. I'm not going to get into that specifics, but I'm just saying, I don't think Death Note is a really warrant to crucify on the whitewashing aspect. Because based off its location and what it established itself in this world, that's just the world it is. It's an American adaptation.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I criticize the film for its own merits. It had its problems, and I think that's what should be vocal to the filmmaker so that they know in the future, if they make any more films, they'll learn from their flaws. But if we just keep saying, oh, it's not the manga, it's not the anime, that's why it sucks, and that's like a blanket statement. What the hell is the director gonna do with that?
Yeah.
He can't do anything with that because you're just saying the same shit over and over again. He can't improve off of those statements.
No.
I mean, I'll be real quick because I know you want to say your share of Death Note stuff. Mm-hmm. Ghost in the Shell. I haven't seen it. I am partially interested in seeing it. But people are like, oh, Scarlett Johansson, you made the major white. That's whitewashing. I honestly don't know if I can criticize that or not because I've never seen the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know the environment. I don't know the setting. All I know is in Japan, people heard about Scarlett Johansson being major, and they're like, oh yeah, she's beautiful. And even the creator himself was like, oh yeah, no, I'm fine with her being major. And that's like the other issue about whitewashing and politics. I've heard on a few YouTubers. So it's like America really seems keen on trying to justify diversity in non-American stuff or something like that. Mm-hmm. There was another YouTuber out there. Okay, I will say his name. His name is The Act Man, and he made a really cool video about SJW and feminists versus video games. Mm-hmm. If you're interested in stuff like that, so I definitely recommend you check out this video. It's actually a really cool video, very video essay, statistic. The point is, like people said that about Witcher 3, where people are like, oh yeah, why am I playing a game where it's like you have women, there's like no black characters, there's no Asians or any. It's like we need more diverse characters. Why is it so whitewashed? And people don't even do their research, and it's like. Witcher 3 is based in Poland and has to do with Polish lore and culture. And if you've actually read your history book, Poland has gotten a lot of the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
I mean, World War II, much, people?
Yeah.
And Poland does not have much of an impact in the international market. So when Witcher released their trilogy, what? Okay.
That was the effect from when I stunned him before I went to the door. Just stayed there. That's funny.
They don't have much impact on the world. Then this game company, I think, what is it called? Project C?
Studio Project Red.
Studio Project Red made a very successful franchise that made them mad amount of money.
Mm-hmm. And
the Polish government praised them for helping out the economy, the jobs, and the benefits. It practically, I'm not going to say saved Poland.
It definitely helped Poland.
It helped. It put them on the map. And now people are appreciating their culture because they made a very successful franchise based around the culture they know and love, and we get to appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
So, this whole notion of forcing things to diversify, I get it. We should have opportunities to have other ethnicities and other cultures shine a light. But there are specific stories and specific settings that are relevant to that. But if we're in a situation where it's not terribly important, where it's just like an everyday story that can be universally appreciated, then yeah, sure, feel free to diversify it. But if I'm making a story about, I don't know, some kind of Mongolian setting type, and I put in French people who grew up there or something like that, who aren't supposed to be French or whatever, it's there's kind of a weirdness going on there. It's it's not really accurate to what kind of story you're trying to tell.
Yeah.
So, if we want diversity, we should be able to embrace different cultural stories.
Yeah.
To reach the mass audiences. So hopefully Mulan will do well, and that will give way for people to trust in Asian actors. Wonder Woman did fantastic, and for years studios were afraid of making lead female-led superhero films. Yet that movie did fantastically well. You have Beauty and the Beast, which did financially well, and that was a female lead. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say it was a great movie, but still did well. And I think there was one more. The Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Love it or hate it, it made money, and guess what? One of the leads is a female.
Yep.
So, if these kind of films with diverse characters that are not really relevant, but they're there, and people show, oh, this is not your typical macho male white guy, but I'm still going to see this movie because I love the story and I love the characters, then studios and companies are going to start taking a risk of unifying with different backgrounds.
Yeah.
And that's where it should matter. Anyway, I ranted on for way too long. Jared, what did you want to say about Death Note?
So, yeah, kind of like I mentioned to you off screen, in the original thing of Death Note, Light is Japanese and everything, and L is French. He's just a very intelligent and smart and well-known investigator, and he just happens to be French. For L in the original series, he's just kind of, he doesn't particularly pay attention to things that most people do. He pays attention to things that kind of lie underneath, so to speak. He's not religious, he's not this or that. For him, he doesn't really venture out too much, quote-unquote. He just kind of sticks with what he knows. And because of that, he has weird habits. He eats mainly sweets.
Mm-hmm.
He sits with his legs up on a chair instead of letting them dangle because he says it helps him think better. and just has all these different quirks and tics and whatnot that work well to contrast Light, who's very pragmatic, very focused, very this and that. And I think one of the reasons why people didn't like Light in the Netflix Death Note was that instead of being kind of what I mentioned before about him being very focused and driven to be his own self-appointed savior of the world and everything, from what I heard for the Death Note Netflix movie, they made him serve kind of a pushover that just went with what people said.
I could believe that. Yeah, it was definitely influenced by the lady.
Yeah.
But we'll talk more about that in the next episode because I gotta stop talking. It's my throat.
Oh, poor Matt. To be continued, everybody.
I think there's blood on my hand, dude.
Nah, that's just dye.